Hook. Your Mac already has a speech recognition model built in. It runs entirely on device, it's fast, and it's been sitting there and used by most apps. One developer noticed that and built a dictation app in Rust that sends 0 bytes to any server. 0. Most dictation tools on the market, Whisper API, Google Speech, even Apple's own dictation in some modes, Phone Home. Every word you say goes somewhere. That's not paranoia. That's just how cloud AI works. You get accuracy, they get your voice data. Ratschn flips that deal entirely. And the surprising part? It actually works. Section 1, what it actually does. Ratschn is a Mac dictation app. You speak, text appears. That's the pitch. But what's under the hood is what makes it interesting. It's built with Tauri, that's a framework that lets you build native desktop apps using Rust on the backend instead of Electron's bloated node runtime. The result is an app that's tiny. We're talking megabytes, not hundreds of megabytes. It sits in your menu bar, stays out of your way. When you start dictating, Ratschn captures your audio locally and pipes it through CoreML, Apple's on-device machine learning framework. This is the same stack Apple uses for features like live text and on-device Siri processing. It's hardware accelerated on Apple Silicon, meaning the neural engine on your M1 M2 or M3 chip is doing the heavy lifting, not a data center in Virginia. The transcription is real-time, or close to it. You speak a sentence, it appears in a few hundred milliseconds. For a fully local pipeline audio capture, model inference, text output, that's genuinely fast. And here's what surprised me most in testing, the accuracy on clear speech is usable out of the box. Not perfect. Not Whisper Large v3 via API perfect. But usable. For note-taking, for drafting emails, for capturing thoughts quickly, it gets the job done without you thinking about where your voice is going. The workflow is simple, click the menu bar icon or use a hotkey, speak, stop, and the text is ready to paste wherever you need it. No account. No subscription. No sign up. You download it, it runs. Section 2, what it does not do. Okay, let's be honest about the gaps, because there are real ones. First, accuracy drops on accents, fast speech, technical jargon, and background noise. The CoreML speech model is good, but it's not fine-tuned for every use case. If you're dictating medical terminology or heavy domain-specific language, you will see errors. Whisper via API, especially the large models, will still beat it on raw accuracy for difficult audio. Second, there's no speaker adaptation. Ratschn doesn't learn your voice over time. Every session starts cold. Cloud services like Google Speech-to-Text or Azure Cognitive Services can build profiles, improve with feedback, and handle multiple speakers. Ratschn doesn't do any of that. Third, it's Mac only. This is baked into the architecture, CoreML is an Apple framework, and Tauri on macOS is the target. If you're on Windows or Linux, this isn't for you. Fourth, no integrations. There's no API, no Zapier hook, no automatic insert into app feature. You get text in a box. You copy it. That's it. For power users who want dictation that flows directly into their note-taking app or CRM, this isn't there yet. And fifth, and this is worth flagging, the CoreML speech recognition model being used here has a context window limit. Very long dictation sessions can degrade in quality. Short bursts work better than continuous stream of consciousness recording. None of these are deal breakers depending on your use case. But you should know them going in. Section 3, what it could realistically do in the future. Here's where it gets interesting if you're watching the trajectory. Apple keeps improving the CoreML speech stack with every OS release. As the underlying model gets better accent handling, better punctuation, better noise robustness, Ratschn gets better for free, without any code changes. The app is essentially writing Apple's ML investment. The Tauri plus Rust architecture also means this could get very fast custom hotkey workflows. Imagine, one keystroke to start dictation, automatic copy to clipboard, automatic paste into focused window. That's 2 to 3 lines of Rust logic away. It's a natural next step. There's also a realistic path to custom vocabulary or prompt injection, feeding the model a list of domain-specific terms it should bias toward. That exists in other CoreML speech implementations. It's not trivial, but it's plausible. And because the entire thing is local, there's a real story for regulated industries here: healthcare, legal, finance. Sectors where sending voice data to a cloud service is either legally complicated or outright prohibited. A hippoconscious doctor using local dictation on a MacBook is not a niche scenario. It's actually a significant underserved market. If the developer adds basic app-specific integrations, even just a simple send to clipboard and paste shortcut adoption in professional workflows could grow quickly. Section 4: Why it exists. So why did someone build this? Because dictation should not require a subscription. It should not require an internet connection. And it definitely should not require you to trust a third party with recordings of everything you say. Cloud dictation became the default because the models were better. But Apple's silicon changed the equation. The gap between on-device and cloud accuracy is narrowing fast. And when you're running a neural engine capable of trillions of operations per second, the argument that you need the cloud for this starts to look weaker every year. Ratschn is a bet on that direction. Local first, privacy by default, no recurring cost. The developer built it in Rust Tauri specifically because they wanted something lightweight that didn't carry the overhead of Electron or the network assumptions of web-based tools. It's also a statement about what native Mac development can look like in 2025. Not another Electron app. Not a web wrapper. A real native binary that talks directly to Apple's ML stack and stays under 10 megabytes. Is Ratschn going to replace Whisper API for high-stakes transcription? No. But for the developer who wants to dictate notes without their words leaving their laptop? This is exactly the right tool. And it's free. If you're building something that needs a voice layer, whether it's a podcast workflow, a note-taking setup, or a prototype, drop a comment with your use case. Next episode, we're looking at an open-source tool that does real-time audio transcription and speaker diarization, entirely in a browser, no backend required. You'll want to see that one.